Okay, guys, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but we did it. This is movie number 31. It's Halloween. And we are still here, mostly still alive, some of us anyway, and we're still going strong here, and we're going to end this strong with this review.
We're riding that ghost train all the way off the bridge! Woo!
Go out there, man, and get yourself a drink, and get ready, because we're going to bring you the very last review of this whole month.
Woo woo!
Already, I want to say Happy Halloween to everybody out there.
Happy Halloween! Halloween!
It's Halloween already, I can't believe it.
I can't believe her. Believe her either. Either believer.
Believe her, I hardly knew her.
Huh?
What?
So here we go. We're going to end this with, unfortunately, but we're going to end it with the creature that walks among us. I mean, what can we do?
It's the last one, so that's how it had to end. Sorry. Yo, this movie ain't good. It's real bad. It's not quite as bad as Invisible Man meets the Mummy meets Abbott and Costello, but it ain't great.
I've seen this movie about 14 times, maybe 1,400. I don't know. I lost count because, you know, it doesn't matter. Except, I never liked this movie. I don't. Uh-oh, here they come. They finally found out what we're doing here. They're coming to take me away.
What the hell's going on?
I heard some sirens. I just figured they're coming in the white van with the white happy coat, and they're gonna put me away.
Well, that'll be cool, man.
So, The Creature That Walks Among Us is the final film here in our 31 days of Universal Horror Monsters, and it ends with The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
So, let me ask you something, Dave. Didn't you review this one other time before this?
I actually did, and that's what I was saying. I've seen this movie so many times, and every time I've watched it, I haven't really liked it that much. But sort of like the Phantom of the Opera review that I did, something kind of clicked watching it this time. I guess maybe is because we watched so many horror films back to back to back to back to back, and all the creatures back to back to back to back to back, and finally get to this one, it kind of just resonated with me. I don't know what it is.
It was probably the profound sense of relief you felt that being finished finally.
So they go back out, of course, into the Black Lagoon for the third time now.
They didn't go back to the Black Lagoon.
No, they went to Florida.
Oh.
Because the creature was escaped in Florida.
They brought him down to Florida. They brought him to Florida. Put him in the tank. He escaped the tank, and then went down to the Everglades.
So where were they then, if they weren't in the Black Lagoon?
In the Everglades.
Well, wherever they went to, they went there looking for the creature because they think that he was still alive. And once again, they were going to do something, and maybe you can explain this to me, Doug or Spookarella. From what I gathered watching this film, they were going to get the creature and had something to do with space travel. I don't know exactly what the story was.
I think maybe the scientist guy in this movie was confused because he was also in This Island Earth, which was a movie about space, and he was an alien. And I think maybe he got confused and he thought he was going to take the Black Lagoon creature to space or something. That's the only explanation I can think of. I'm not really sure what he was talking about with space.
I think he was trying to say that the creature could have possibly been an alien that was left here. It was possible that aliens had come down and left it here, so they needed to study it to make sure it wasn't an alien, or that maybe it had alien properties of some sort.
So let me say, first of all, it's pretty bad for a movie when nobody really knows what the plot of it is. I'm just saying.
I think generally he just wanted to do some science on it.
Science.
I know some of the plot. The bad actor wanted the terrible actor wanted a divorce from his actually pretty loving wife and loyal wife.
So you had 3 different plot lines going on here. So you had the first plot line about the rich doctor. Oh, and there was a lot of doctors in the movie. There's a doctor, and a doctor, and a doctor, and a doctor. Doctor.
Captain by captain.
So then you had that storyline going on. Then you had the storyline about the Gill Man getting shot into space. I don't know. And then you had the other storyline about the other guy hitting on the woman who was the wife of the doctor. And then you had another storyline about the other guy who kind of liked the woman from the doctor, but didn't really want to get into that whole action. And then you had another storyline about the creature himself, the Gill Man, getting caught on fire, exploding into flames, mutating, and then walking along everybody, and he gained about 250 pounds, and I'm pretty sure he later on became a WWE wrestler.
He's pretty chunky.
He gained a suit.
One thing that was really frustrating about this movie to me is that the actors in it were pretty good, and the acting was pretty good, but the story was just kind of didn't make any sense. And then there was whole big long chunks where it seemed like nobody really said anything, and they were just kind of out in a boat going down a river, not talking, and I kept falling asleep. It took like 4 hours to watch this movie because I couldn't stay awake. So that's not a good sign for your movie.
The first half of this film is just like the other creature movies. The first 20-30 minutes of this movie is just like the other creature movies. They're going back to someplace to pick up the creature, bring it back, study it, and that's just like the other two creature movies. But the second half of this film is terrible. It's just horrible. They bring him back, they put a suit on him that they made in like 10 seconds, and they built a suit on him, and he's turning human. The creature is becoming human. Maybe it's because of the alien properties, I don't know, but he's becoming human.
Now see, that was my problem with the first 14 times I've seen it. Now, watching it this time, I kind of understood what happened here. Well, they accidentally caught the creature on fire. I mean, he went up like a matchstick. And then he was going to die because he had like third-degree burns, so they brought him onto the boat, and he couldn't breathe, so they poked a hole in his throat and then realized he did have lungs. So after all, he was somewhat of a human because he did have human-like lungs that he started breathing through. And then all of a sudden they wrapped him up like the Invisible Man, and while he was in the wraps, he went under sort of a mutation like a caterpillar into a butterfly. And when they took the wraps off, he became an entirely different new person because he mutated, because he was turning more human, because now he could breathe through his gills, his lung gills, which he doesn't have anymore, and his actual lungs, and now, yeah, that's what happened.
You know what he turned into?
I don't know.
Turned into Freddy Krueger from that awful remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. That's what he looked like.
I mean, I actually didn't mind it as much watching it this time because I liked how it was so different from the other ones. And now that he was actually somewhat human, they brought him onto land and they stuck him into a electrified goat cage or whatever he was in. And I don't know, I actually didn't think it was that terrible.
The acting was terrible in this too. I didn't care for the acting, especially from the husband. I thought he was the worst one in the entire film. It was so bad. I love when his wife goes out there and starts firing the rifle into the water, and she fires off 2 shots, and they go, "What was that?" Then they run out there, and she's fired off the weapon. I got 2 sharks. Oh, that was just dumb.
One thing I gotta say that this movie did continue the tradition from the other creature movies is feeling sympathetic and feeling bad for the creature, because the poor guy didn't want to be human, wanted to be a creature, but then they went and messed his lungs all up so he couldn't breathe underwater anymore, so he couldn't be the creature that he wanted to be, and so he was stuck being a big doughy human. And then at the end, he just walks into the ocean. He just walks into the sea.
However, they did say it was possible at some point for the gills to even grow back.
I mean, but probably not, though. He probably just walked into the ocean and drowned himself.
No, I don't think that's what happened. I think he probably eventually grew the gills back and he's floating out there somewhere right now.
I mean, but we don't know, though, because he walks into the ocean and then that's the end.
Didn't he still have the hole in his throat from the trachea they put in there?
I don't think so. I think the doctor fixed that.
So he has lungs and gills.
Because you know why? Science.
Maybe he walks into the ocean and he finally knows peace.
Or he gets eaten by a shark.
That's even more likely, actually.
No, she killed the sharks.
Speaking of getting killed, let's give a rating for this movie. I thought it was okay. I actually liked it better the 15th time I've seen this film. And I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5.
Well, as I said, it was real rough for me. But the acting was good, so I don't know. I guess I'll give it a 2 out of 5.
I'm gonna say this. Like I said, well, I liked the first half of the film. The first half of it wasn't too bad. It was alright, except the acting stunk. But the last half, I wasn't incredibly happy with. So I would also probably give it a 2 out of 5.
Alright, so that's it. It's October. It is Halloween. So why are you watching us when you can get out there and what do you do on Halloween?
It's time to have a mad monster party! Woo!
You have the Mad Monster Party. Let's kick it.
You have drinks. You have drinks on Halloween.
No more drinks from you, Doug! Mad monster party! It's Halloween! Spookarella spooky hour! Woo! Monster party, oh yeah! Monster party, oh yeah!
So there you go. Hopefully you guys have a great Halloween and, be real spooky out there because, that's what you do for Halloween. And, you might get a lot of candy or whatever else you get on Halloween that you might want. But for now, we've did it. We've finished 31 movies. We did it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, now I need to sleep for another 11 months.
And I want to say just thank you for watching all these reviews. I mean, it's been so much fun for me. And I want to thank Spookarella. And I want to thank Doug and Professor So-and-so, who's not here because he's probably out there doing science now on Halloween. You guys have been awesome.
And I want to say a special thank you to Dave and Becky for all their live screaming that they've been doing all month long. You guys are awesome!
Yeah, and they're still doing it tonight. And that's not even ending. They're going out tonight, and they're going to end it with a big, spooky game. And I don't know what it's going to be, but they're still doing it tonight.
Mad Monster Party!
Alright, there you go. There's been Horror Month for 2019. We did it, guys.
Woo!
Professor So-and-so was right. There's 10 leaves in the drink.
Yeah, I figured so. So for the rest of you guys tonight, for October 31st, for Halloween, you know what to do. You guys stay spooky. And thanks for watching.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!